All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another broadcast of the American Reaching Mahjong League. We are almost set to get started with this A2 table featuring Seattle versus Harrison. It's going to be a very interesting matchup. I'm joined in the commentary booth with Dustin. How's it going, Dustin?
It's going all right. Actually, it's not going all right. My last session was terrible. I fed too hard. I got punished by Urasan.
Oof.
But I'm not out of it. I can still promote, and that's why I'm here to give Harrison bad flow so he goes below me. He only needs to lose 7 points, and then we'll be good.
Yeah, we're going to get a look at the standings momentarily here, but definitely, I know you were up there at the top of the division in the promotion zone. Now just outside in 7th place, Harrison barely ahead of you at plus 66.3 in 6th place, and just outside the promotion zone, Harrison trying to make a challenge to get into that promo zone that has to fight against Leon, Ada, and Eric in this afternoon matchup. They'll be playing 2 games for us, the first 2 games of this table. And we were planning to catch the B2 Table 3 game earlier this morning, but they had to reschedule their match. And so we are into the A2 with Ada as our first dealer, opening up on the double tone.
Yeah.
On the right, looks like that's Harrison. Across the way, Eric. And on the left, Leon.
I've done the same thing, but Harrison should have known. They always have that double east. I'm surprised Ada didn't just keep the Dora to go for Dora Tonki. She would definitely do that and punish a little bit by that 3-mon draw.
We'll see if the Dora looks like, yeah, unable to use that. Harrison's got one to the right, and what looks to be potentially Itsu here. Although you have too many blocks if you are building for Itsu, so you'll have to drop either the 1-2 pension or the 4-5 Diamond. And depending on what gets filled, you might just hold the Dora shape and give up on the Itsu. We'll see what happens. Across the way, Eric as well with the Dora in hand. Another shape that desperately needs the 3-mon, and only 2 of those are left in the wall. Now an overlapping 4-5-mon shape. It's going to be a little bit awkward for Eric to put the sand together without ending up on a bad weight. On the left, Leon with kind of weird shapes. If you draw 3, so you might do something like Chanta Ipeko. Currently in a holding pattern with these current shapes.
Harrison dropping the 4-5 Riam, and classic mistake is because of the Sanzo adjacency theory. Keeping the 1-2 Penchon, that is going to cost him, most likely.
Yeah,
see that Sanzo fill-in, just like I said, it was meant to be. I mean, it's not just Sanzo adjacency theory. Keeping this bad shape, I guess. Well, he has a door.
It's ultimate. It's ultimate greed, right?
I can yeah, but no.
Because as I was describing Harrison's hand, it was, if we're going for the Itsu, we're likely to drop the 1-2 or the 4-5. 1-2 forces all the value in your hand. You get the Itsu, you do get the door as well. But you're resigning yourself to bad shapes, a Kanchan and a Penchon that you have to fill in order to complete the hand. But Harrison's saying, you know what? Since I am going for this Itsu, I can't open for that hand. So that might make my 3-mon a little bit easier to find. If Ada ever drops it, I can chi that for Tempai. Even if it does end up lowering the value of my hand, it's a way to bail myself out of these bad shapes. But it looks like Ada's not willing to drop that 3-mon.
Yeah, a little surprised. I figured that Itsu in the pin shape kind of formed up, then she'd drop it, but it just hasn't been. So Harrison could go for the Dora Tonki, 5, 6, 7. That looks like the plan. Will the 2-pin get cheated? Well, 2-pin fits in Ada's hand, and there's 3 2-pins in Eric's hand. So it's very 11 fills in right after. Should have known. I mean,
backfire in that.
Ada has been dropping any pins. Not going to be Tempai at 4-mon. 2 more on the wall. Just eat double east.
This is, I think the reason Ada cut the 7-mon earlier was to set up this Nakatsuchi trap. But honestly, if anyone's watching this, it looks like it's a pin Honitsu with the discards. This is the first pin tile that was cut. It came all the way at the end of the 3rd row. Players will be a little bit cautious about discarding any Pinsu here.
Right. Oh, there's a 2-pin. Now you have to throw the Dora. Can you throw the Dora? Ricci on the. I mean, I guess if you kept
There's only 4
the
tiles
5,
left.
6,
It's your
7,
last
7, it would have been
chance.
Furry 10.
There is 1 tile left in the wall. Could be Ricci Patsutsumo
Formal
Haite.
Sakasuji doesn't get pushed out. So was Suji not Genbutsu?
Yeah, tense situation there at the end. Harrison will pick up 1,500 as well as Ada. Harrison will leave 1,000 points in the middle of the table, will add a Homba, and move things on into East 1, repeat 1.
Yeah, classic. Missing out on what could have been Ricci Sumo Itsu, maybe a Pinfu, but I guess Ricci Sumo Itsu, Mangan. Works me, but rewarded with totally confirmed Daisagen and 2 Dora.
I don't know about totally
Actually,
confirmed.
there's 2 totally confirmed Daisagen.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think that's possible. Eric and Harrison Mochi Mochi on that Haku.
Yeah, Mochi Mochi on all the dragons. I mean, just matching up one of the floaters and 2 of the whites.
Harrison does have that double Dora, the pair of 4, so highly incentivized to push hard for this hand, even if it means going Atosuke on the Haku. And that would be a dangerous spot because of the pair in Eric's hand. Eric probably
Yeah,
going to
but
be
I
more
mean,
for
if you
Ricci
see
here.
that Dora 4, it doesn't chi.
Oh
Luckily,
yeah,
avoids
if I
the
see
Adazuke.
Torso, I will pull. Eric approaching Tempai here. Ishanten now. Oh, but
fast Ricci on 147.
Yikes.
Oof.
Ricci Pinhu Dora 1 currently, but can win on a second door. There is 1 more door in the wall. As in terms of the number of weights, I'm seeing 6 in the wall.
Yeah, luckily for Ada, they got their floating 1 and 7 out already. But the 3-sided weight, how could this possibly lose?
There's no way some random Shampoo would beat this.
Eric could fold with white dragon, but who's going to give it up first?
Oh,
there's
just
a sumo.
Just sumo.
At least 4 Han. Maybe the Aura.
Yeah, that would make it Mangan.
Doesn't get it.
So that means it'll be 5,200 total. Plus the Homba and the Ricci stick that was previously left over in that hand. So that puts Leon into a first place here with 35,000 points. And already opening up twice. West Call, Forso Call, Ishanten. No Toy here. No Dora. It's just West only.
Yeah. Had a Dora, but it gets thrown out.
And no one else with the Dora in hand.
Harrison getting the shot in possibly a Pinfu hand could punish this, especially with 5s being hard tiles to get. Except it's Tempai at 3/6 mon now. That 3 mon fits in, but the 6 mon could float out any second. 8 mon first, but okay, Ryamani shot in. If Harrison's lucky, they'll get on the same weight 3/6. Ooh.
Ricci on the right.
For Ricci. When your 3 calls open, oh, good luck. Ricci, Tanya, Pinfu, ooh, Harrison. Unless you draw in that Itsu shape. Gonna end up dealing it on Tempai. Oh, and that's Tempai.
Oh, yeah, I gotta fight here.
Yeah, fighting, but dealing in at least 3,900.
Another Uda check.
No
passes this one.
Passes. Getting a little lucky here, but unlucky at the same time. They're all calling on the dealership. Pay pair keeps it for now.
Yeah, seems like a kind of standard play your shapes, try to develop into your Dora acceptance here.
Yeah, Leon's gonna have a monster Honitsu. Dora's suit has a Yakuai. Pawns the non-value Yakuai, but probably expects the East to come out.
And surely Ada Cross the Way will probably eventually get rid of that. These shapes look good for
punish for the Daisangen. Could have had 2 Haku, 2 Hatsu, and a Chun in hand. Should have known. Thought the wins first.
I feel like you say should have known a lot. I have these powers to just know what I'm going to draw. Oh, two Dora.
Yeah, two Dora, but the rest of these shapes are not good. It's three pairs of it. They're gonna go for Chi Toy. Someone's already calling. You're gonna have to throw out that East. Gonna help them a little bit, but when you do that, might be not be for a while though.
Everyone's sort of collecting pairs now. An Onko for Harrison. And that's great for Harrison. Just looking for an excuse to not go Cheetoy in this hand.
Another Sota for Leon. It's Ishantan now.
Another Ongo drawn for
Could
Harrison.
end
That
up
could be
on
getting
the
exciting.
Dora Kanchan.
Ishalten on the left for potential Sadanko, but there's the East.
Finally, the East comes out, and they take the Dora Kanchan Tempai for 8,000.
As you predicted, everything coming into place. Now, there are some upgrades to be had in that shape, particularly if you draw a 5 or 6 so.
Yeah, but that will end up dealing in switches for Toy Toy and ends up dealing in. It's just the Hatsudora. Could have been better, could have been worse. Still in the lead.
Yeah, that does diffuse on a very expensive hand, and it will be Leon's dealership here moving into East 4. Two Dora in the High Pie, that's a great thing to start out with.
I'm not sure. Like changing that, there was only like one Yakuai, so one Yakuai, Toy Toy, and so that didn't actually like increase the value of the hand, but oh well, it is what it is. It has two Dora in this starting hand now. If they could fill in this Ryoncon shape, it would be really nice for Leon.
At the right, we've got standard shapes for Arichi, hopefully Pinfu, if you can fill your Penchan or Kanchan the upper Sozu. Across the way, Harrison opening up on the south. We are not in the south round, so this feels like Atosuke for the west. And maybe a Honitsu shift later, except that 6-mon fills in the Mon block, so it seems like it'll just be west only here, or west Dora Tonki, perhaps.
West comes out, should probably keep the Dora at this point, just because of the 5-6-7 completed shape.
Yeah, we're not getting Honitsu anymore, and we're looking for a pair anyway. Why not pair up the Dora?
Yeah, it can be a little hard. And there's a nice fill-in for Leon, the 5-6-7. Khan. Red Dragon. No one has those. Throws the Dora back out. Should have known that it was going to pair up the 2-pin. And then be Tempai and 8.
And now there's going to be a backfire draw with a 5, so right?
Not yet. It's not too likely. There's only one more somewhere. But it could happen.
The hand on the left, Ishanten for Richi, Penfu, and...
that's a Chi Toy. Yeah, it's a Chi Toy Tempai, waiting on 1-mon. So close to Ryan Peiko.
Fakey Peiko shape. No door in hand, so just Richi Chi Toy for 3,200 unless we get bonuses. And with 2 Uda indicators, you're expecting to flip 2 for Mongon.
Ooh. Yeah, having that Red Dragon would have been nice for Richi Pasusumo Dora too, but it wasn't Dora before. There are a lot of Ryamen here. Couldn't have known.
Is this the wait one turn advocacy I'm hearing?
Well, no, because it would be Furry 10. Zero discarded it.
Oh, I see.
Surprisingly, does not switch off the 4-pin to 5-8-mon wait. Although, I guess 8-mon is Genbutsu.
4-pin being held as a pair, so only one left in the wall for Harrison.
Yeah, 4-pin does look pretty bad, although there's like a 2-pin Kabe, which is something, but it's not great, especially when you're throwing into 2 chances.
And Eric has decided to back out of this hand.
A bit surprising for Leon to fold out with 2 Dora, although they did draw into the unfortunate Furchin shape in their 2-3-mon, so especially if they were pushing and trying to like take a Tempai that they could win, then they might end up dealing in that 1-mon. Still one more left in the wall.
It very much feels like Leon is just trying to get out of here. As is pretty much everyone else except Harrison, who just cannot drop this 4-pin. Has managed to not draw anything terrible. Swapped around the 7 Mon instead of discarding the 4 Mon.
Yeah. Well, Tenpai, 1,500 points. It's something.
Just scraping out these Ryukyoku payments, trying to get something out of these hands. And it will shift the dealership as Leon was not Tenpai Ada. Dealer with an amazing Hypai, Richi, Pinfu, Dora, very likely here. You could even get Ipeko in the middle Sozu.
Just have to have faith in the Sotiles. But Harrison with the Dora pair, but also a few too many pairs. 4 pairs even. Gonna hate going Cheeto here.
I imagine we'll see a Pon and Tanya shift.
There it is. Reject Cheetoy at all costs.
Toyman with a very good hand as well, Eric.
As much as you'd like to pawn Amon, Leon would have to give up on that with the 2, 3, 5, 6, 8 shape, which I feel is not too likely. Possible.
There is a decent chance it does happen if he ends up with a 3-sided 147. You can sacrifice the Dora for the good win rate of the Summon Chan, and if that's the case, Harrison would happily fight with Dora 3.
Right. First, I have to get there. Still drawing a few too many honor tiles. Not what you really want to see.
In the meantime, Ada is Ishanten here. Kutsuki floating around this 8-so and this 3-so. There's the Dora.
There's the Dora. Gets
Harrison
pawned.
says thank you.
Leon.
And plays maximum efficiency, holding this 8-pin just the off chance that it gets paired up, or you don't really want to draw a 7 because then you'd be 50-10. And 4 Mon's a better floater here.
Each.
Ooh, Ricci. That's on 1 4-so. 5 of those left in the wall.
Or so we'll give Tanya.
Yeah, maybe possible Tanya. Harrison can accept the 4-so though. That's a Tenpai. Could be 3 9-so, or I guess I take the 3 9-so.
You could also take 7-so. But yeah,
that's the way that is taken. Except the 3-sos are stuck.
Oh, a 7-so will come out.
3 Mon, safe to the dealer Ricci, but not safe to Harrison. 2-so, so close to dealing it, but not the tile that the so weights are looking for. Actually falls out with Dora 3.
Oh, that is a surprise for sure.
Yeah, there's no Suji information. I guess they weren't going to win anyway. Ends up avoiding the possibility, and the Takame Tanyao. No, or a 3,900.
And no one hitting Ura today. Oh, but Eric starts off with Dora 3.
Ooh,
that hand immediately caught my eye.
Yeah, 2 Ryamen and a completed shape.
You could just open.
Not looking good for Harrison. Has a 3rd pair, the Cheetoy, not wanting it to happen, but it's kind of forced to go for something like that with 2 of the pairs being terminal pairs.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult to shift this into a Tanya. Holding onto this East just in the off chance that it pairs up, but it did get cut once. If there's another pair.
You gotta do what you gotta do, and it's Cheetoy. Oh, you better hope you don't draw that lost Dora, because you're never getting it.
Yeah, it's so tempting when you go for Cheetoy to wait Dora Tonki, but when it's oncoed up in someone's hand.
Okay, Ryamen. This doesn't have to be Cheetoy. It doesn't have to be. But
you're still floating that possibility, as is Toyman making some progress here. Actually, 2 away from Tenpai.
Should have known. Even in the single East round.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where Harrison knows the East is probably in the wall, but doesn't really want to go for Cheetoy, so drops it anyway for the sake of efficiency towards a normal hand.
But that's the 5th pair. Could have been the 6th pair.
And we have to keep an eye on the progress that Eric is making on the right. That is Ishanten now.
Yeah, technically, yeah, I don't like. That's a 4-6-8, which makes it a little better, but like I understand, but it's like, that Kanchan is so ugly. But the Ryokan, it's a bit less so.
Hand to the left looks like it's just going nowhere. So it is a race now between Harrison, Ishanten for Chitoi, Eric on the right, Ishanten for Hakudora 3, and our Toyman, Leon, who is Ishanten for probably Richinomi.
Gee.
Harrison has decided this hand is indeed
no.
Chitoi, breaking away from that
But
6-5 shape.
Taking the Hellweight West, very unlikely to draw the actually it's a dead West.
At this point,
It's
it's
not, you
just a
can't
safe
fill it
tile.
in.
And Ada with some miraculous calls and fills the Kanchan. So now Tempai and 2-5 pin. That hand was looking very slow, but Tanyao does give you the ability to open to speed up the hand. That's certainly what's happened here. 2-5 pin is not super live, only 3 left in the wall, but it looks kind of challenging for some of these players to use. So if drawn, it will likely come out. Especially Harrison.
It might keep the 2-pin for the Suji trap, especially if they notice that West, they're never going to get Tempai. Chito is already hard enough to get to Tempai. You keep a dead pair, then good luck.
Yeah, at this point, you're holding West as a safe tile, but Kamicha has shown the that they might be even Tempai here, so that's when you want to expend
there's a 5-pin. Doesn't get thrown out yet. Perhaps sensing the danger of the Tanya only. The Dama Tempai, the 4-7 pin for Hakudora 3.
Yeah, so much value, not willing to Ricci and lower the win rate there. Khan,
Rinshan Haku, Dora.
Oh, misses.
It's not a Rinshan. Oh, doesn't Ricci either with the extra Ura chances.
Right now, 5 Han. Flips the 8 pin to be Dora. That does help out Ada's value.
Suwagiri Ricci? Oof. All those 4-7s in Leon's hand.
Does Leon back out here?
Flipped one of their own weight as the Dora indicator. And there's no more 7s left and just
takes the
1-4 in the wall.
Pushes that new Dora 8 pin and takes the Tempai.
Yeah, it's safe to 8 as Suji to Harrison. Oh, that's
Tempai, but you have to push the 5.
It doesn't. Is that Furry 10? It was just passed. That shouldn't be Furry 10.
I'm not seeing a reason why that would be Hudi 10.
No.
And reward with the Dama Chitoi.
Wow.
And that one Han. Was that Hote? There's an extra Han. I guess it must have been Hote.
Yeah, it was Hote because of the Khan removed one of the tiles from the end of the wall.
Ooh. Maybe gambling you get more in Tenpai payments, but I
don't want to take that risk when there's Dora 4 across the way. Interesting. I do not have an explanation. I'm racking my brain for it.
It could be as simple as a misclick. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I was considering Tenpai payments, but I don't think that makes sense in this situation. So,
I mean, yeah, especially just like if you're gonna call for open Tanya, just end your take your 1K and go.
Yeah, and it's not just 1K. You get 2K because the 8 pin was flipped to be Dora, and you're expecting one other player to be Tempai at this point.
Oh yeah, that's even worse.
So you'd actually be getting less from Ryukyoku than you would from the 2,000 points of their own. But that aside, that does benefit Harrison a lot. Picks up 4,800, now back over 30,000. Has a decent opportunity in this game.
Yeah. Currently tied with Leon, although could end up in trouble with the sumo here. The Oyakabari.
Yeah, on the right, Eric collecting Mon tiles.
Especially if that 7-mon comes out.
It's most likely that...
we'll just draw the 7-mon.
We're getting there. Now, I mean, the problem is if you draw a good tile, a good Mon tile, you're probably just going to be Tempai on the 1-4, so, or Ricci.
Yeah.
Probably just Ricci, Dora 1. And the question is, do you take that or do you greed? And I guess we'll find out. Well, that's the second
another
Dora.
You have to greed. You have to greed.
At this point, I think you are heavily
You can't not
incentivized.
greed. Even if you have to throw 2, 3 so. You just have to do it to another Mon tile.
This is Tenpai.
It's no reject
Greedy,
Tenpai.
let's go. This is Baimon class.
Justify, yeah, just pawn 9 Mon. I don't even want to think about the weight, but it's gonna be disgusting. All those tiles are right next to each other.
Yeah, this is gonna be quite
keeping
fancy.
A little safe, keeping the Dora, understandably. Very hard to fill in that 8 Mon though, with it being the Dora indicator and 1 being out already.
You shut down on the left.
Oh, but do you still keep the bad shape? Do you give this Baimon? Oh, it's a pawn.
It's gonna happen.
It has to be the pawn. What are you waiting for? Just pawn.
Okay,
2
6 9.
2 6 9.
And Totsu wait here.
Oh, I wonder if you could have done that a different way, like a cheat, like.
Immediately afterwards, Leon draws the 2 Mon and says, "You know what? I'm going to hold on to this just a little longer." But in danger, that's a tile of improvement.
They could have been Dama Chinitsu, Dora 2. Who knows what the way would be, but.
We're going to see a reach. And that door is never coming out now.
Throw so pay.
Does Leon draw into Tenpai and push the 2 Mon? This is a big hand for Ada, Ricci, Pinfu, potentially Peiko, and also there is Tanya on that hand as well. And Eric's just got to shove against this.
Pin. Yeah, luckily for Eric, Leon has a good amount of that weight. It's 1 more 5 pin, 2 more 2 pins in the wall somewhere. I might end up regretting this. Safe for now.
Eric probably hoping he doesn't draw any more Manzu, so he doesn't have to think about how to switch his weight. Other than the winning 2 Mon or 6 Mon, but those are all being held.
Yeah, I'd imagine 1 Mon is an improvement, but I'm just not getting those Mon tiles. Only a few more tiles to go. How unlucky is Ada gonna be here? Need to deal with a Baimon? Oh, it's a Mon tile, but not the one you're looking for. Oh no!
5 pin Takame, that's gotta come out.
Oh no!
And that's gonna swap places.
It doesn't have to.
It does.
I mean, there's like one more draw, right? And it's not even from the person in Ricci. It really, it does, but like realistically, no one's gonna like drop into you. So that should have been a fold. It hurts so much to fold a Baimon.
Yeah, I don't think so. Given Eric's standing, he really wants to win a Baimon there, and also Ada will drop into you. Ada cannot help, right?
I don't think they had any more draws left. I thought it was just like one more draw left, and it was not from Ada. It was from Leon.
Oh yeah, I wasn't checking the end of the wall there.
I think there's just one more tile, so it would have just been Leon's.
You can make an argument that if it's late enough, just bow out. I'm not sure if any Manzu were safe though.
I mean,
one Mon got cut. I don't know if there are any others.
You could do this half Suji 4 Mon or something. I mean, you have 3 6 Mon. You do like a Kabe 8. It's probably fine. The 5, such a middle tile and so late. This Autozuke White Dragon. Sanzo Dora doesn't have any, just going for the. Let's say it could be White Dragon Toy or just White Dragon. Still pawn 3 Mon.
Yeah, for now, just taking the Tenpai, but really hoping to draw 8 Mon or 8 so or 9 so, or even the 3 Mon, as you were saying. You could call that for the Tanki for Toy. At that point, your hand would be quite transparent, but once you switch around your weight a little bit, who knows what you're on? It looks like the other hand's
on that 5 so, but no.
Pretty decent here. Toyman just Ishanten with potential Itsu.
7 so. 3 left in the wall, but they kind of fit in people's hands. Aida would have an extra, especially with that Chinitsu looking shape.
hand on the right has drawn a pair of Dora, but struggling a little bit to complete this pin shape. Needs a 3-pin badly. And even then, you'd be on a Shaba wait. Oh, there's Tempai. We'll take the Riichi. No Itsu here, but...
5 should be part of that weight. They're just not on the board, I think.
Yeah, 5 is part of that weight. 5, 8, 9, and Totsu.
Yeah, pretty decent.
Yeah, quite good since you can see all of the 8-mon. You know that the 9-mon can be used by nobody here.
Right, but it's hard for someone to justify pushing it a little bit. Could get that Suji. Yep, as that 6-1 gets pushed out.
Eric 3 calls in Dealer in 4th place in South 3.
Yeah,
Tempai already. It does feel like you've got to push here.
Oof. Should have known you're going to draw through the Ryaman. Although it would have been Furry 10 throwing the 4-mon earlier. Just Riichi Nomi. So not punished too much, but
a couple
especially this close game, like having that extra 8k points would have been really nice.
I think this really highlights a bit of Ada's style. This is 2 or 3 hands in a row where, actually I think it's 3 hands in a row where Eric has shown Mongon plus, and Ada just reaches against it and says, I'll get the win, or pushes against it, reading for value.
This one was just Haku, so...
Yeah, but it looked like it could be Toy Toy as well, right?
Could have been, yeah, but... Sometimes you just have to check those. Punish people for opening 3 times.
Yeah, in this case, we are in all last, and it's still extremely tight. Actually, first place is a tie between Leon and Harrison at 31,500. So if Harrison can win one hand here, or Ada can win one hand, it will be first place for that player. Eric needs a little bit more to overcome this distance, but not in a bad position.
Yeah, really, even like a 330 sumo, that would be like, oh, not quite, ooh, turn 5. Oh, that's just, Sumo Nomi. Sumo Nomi to win first.
Okay, that's all it takes.
I mean,
understandable to not take that Riichi because it's just a Kanshan, but when you draw it, it is a very minimal first place for Ada, plus 17.0. Harrison will take the fairly normal plus 6.2 second place. Leon in third with positive 1.0. And unfortunately, Eric, almost at no fault of his own, taking the negative 20 UMA. Quite a surprise when you're at 25,800. But we'll take a very minimal fourth place here, minus 24.2. Felt like Eric deserved more out of that, but maybe deserve is the wrong word.
Yeah, I mean, just because you're Tempai doesn't mean you deserve to win a hand.
Yeah, that's very fair. Definitely wishing, though, that those winning tiles would have come out for those monsters that he's putting together. And when all is said and done, Harrison will climb a little bit. They started immediately, so we're off to this game. We'll get the standings to update momentarily. But Leon will be our first dealer. We've got Harrison on the right again, Eric across the table, and Ada on the left.
All right, some Yakuai pairs here, but the hands overall don't look too great, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm anticipating that it's going to be a very call and go hand. Dealer looking for Hatsudora 1 for 2,900. On the right, we are looking at potential Sanchoku in the lower shapes, and this is like really forward thinking. If we can get 2, 3, 4, we did draw the 4 pin, so that's a start. Then we can draw around the 7, so except the Dora. But one of those hands that you are just floating a bunch of different options and seeing what sticks in these early discards. That's why we see all these terminals and honors being cut so early from Harrison. Across the way, we've got a mess of a hand, lots of Kanchans to fill, and no direct value outside the 2, 3, 4 Sanchoku potential. And then on the left, we do have an open up on the Chun. That is Ishanten, actually, with 2 diamond shapes, but no Dora. Well, just as I say that, we draw just a Dora. Perfect. And I really like this 7 cut, because if we do draw...
2, 3, 4 fill.
Yeah, if we do draw another Dora, we can use that as the pair instead.
Tempai and the Amon not calling Riichi really wants that improvement Draws a 3-mon. Not really an improvement. If you want to like not take the Tempai, you could also just take it as a Karagiri Rishi. Doesn't want it to take the bad weight. Throws the Kanchan away.
Yeah, Harrison, definitely a little bit known for disliking bad weight Richis, and now rewarded with a much better weight.
Wait 2 turns.
258 if you drop the 3.
Drops the 2. This is 3. Is that
3-6 for Richie Pinfu. Yeah, maybe a little bit of maybe just saw that this was guaranteed Pinfu and went for it. 258. If you get the 2-mon, you don't get the Pinfu.
Yeah, but
Sumo.
just sumo, I guess.
Yeah, just sumo. Just read the wall, know your weight's coming up, and sumo. That's all it takes.
No Ura, even with the possible Ura 3, and that 3-mon doesn't hit it. Ooh, Leon with the Anko of Pay, not the Dora Pay, but
That is Yakuhai Pay though.
Yeah. The ready-made cheat daily for Harrison. 4 pairs.
How quickly will that be rejected?
Selling out with the 5 so first.
I wouldn't necessarily. Yeah, that is leaning in that direction for sure. I wouldn't call it selling out, but normally, yeah, Chun or
White Dragon paired up for Leon.
Oof, that hand is looking expensive.
Looking expensive, but can they convert it yet again?
On the right, we have an Itsu type shape. Across the way, there is that Dora floating, and if that comes out, it'll be snatched right away by Leon.
Yeah, another 5 cut, just really selling out for the Cheeto. Might as well throw the third 5, because why not?
Chi here isn't even Atosuke, but it will make the rest of the table suspicious.
It gets pawned away, rejecting the Cheeto, going for Toy.
Could be
or
Tanya
possibly
as
just
well.
Tanya only, yeah.
And you feel a little bit more comfortable making this call when you have 2 different paths to Tempai. If you sort of backfire and draw another pair, you can say, you know what, this was just Toy.
Yeah, but you fill in that Ryaman shape and you're just getting the Tanya Nomi, possibly shutting down this monster hand from Leon.
Leon says, okay, 2-pin gets pulled. My 1-3 shape is now terrible. Let me just go ahead and toss that. I've got diamond shapes everywhere else anyway.
Surely a Chi, 3900, Ishanten.
Yeah, and you can get extra Fu here, because we are at 10 currently. If you Tsumo, that will be enough to bump you up to 5,200 points.
Yeah, let someone let you pawn the Dora.
Yeah, that too. And if you do pawn the Dora, you can always just cut the pay to avoid ending up on a Tonki later, depending on how you draw.
Right. Another pin for Eric. Surely throws the 1-3 Kanchan, unless that is Tempai.
Should not be Tempai here.
Keeps the Kanchan. Ugh.
This hedges a couple different things here. If you do draw the 2, you can take a Pinfu weight or Ipeko even. Likely choosing the Pinfu here for the higher win rate.
On another pin tile, but that doesn't really help, especially if you threw the other pin.
Yeah,
and
I think
the 1 pin as well.
The decision was made at the 1 pin, Eric saying this isn't Chinitsu, and is trying to just stick with that decision.
That's like what could have been, right?
Right.
Especially after
draw these
getting
tiles.
Chinitsu before.
There's a little bit of regret swirling around your head, but I think it's in these situations it's good to not backtrack too much unless you have a very strong read that you'll be able to. Looks like Harrison a little bit wary.
Keeping the Kanchan, could have pawned for the Tempai there.
Yeah, I think this is intentional. Worried about dropping maybe the 5, so the 7 so recently passed, so that one's probably okay.
There's that 39 Tempai, 3-6 though. So 4 of those left in the wall.
Oh, Richi. 2 so only.
Ooh.
It's Richi Nomi.
Yeah, Richi Nomi, but Leon just has to push it, right? 5-mon. It's like it's a pushable enough tile. They threw out all this Mon. They don't need Mon, right?
I would say it's difficult to drop the door here, but this is Ada.
Oh,
We'll actually just take
Dorotonki.
Dorotonki.
Oh.
Oh.
Unless Leon can switch to weight. That'd be a very unfortunate double run, because that last door is still somewhere in the wall.
Yeah, Eric in trouble here. But no, just draws. Just draws one of the final two so. It was the final two so.
Just sumo.
And Eric will jump into first place as a result. Snatching away the Ricci stick as well. Ooh, this high pile.
Churen.
Yeah, I see this. And even though we don't have 2 9-pins yet, I am leaning towards Churen as my final Yaku. Could go Chanta as well, but who wants Chanta when you have Honitsu?
Well, maybe you get the Naimon. Chanta with 2 Dora would be pretty nice, but 2 of them are already in hands.
Yeah, one of those being on the right. Ada looking for a Ricci Dora 1 or even Dora 2 if that can get paired up. Across the table, there's a Pei Anko, but probably just a Ricci Nomi here. On the left, there's the second Dora, and that's just a lonely floating 9-mon that will be very difficult to use in hand given the presence of the 6-mon.
Eric rejecting the Sanzo adjacent 4 so, going for that Chanta. Hopefully Chanta Hatsu at least, if not Hatsu Hinitsu.
If there's one thing we've learned at this table is these players need to study their SATs. That Sanzo adjacency theory is really important, particularly when Dustin is commentator. Adding some Sanzo flow to the table.
And Harrison throwing out the Sanzo instead of the 6-0 punish. Could have had that Sanbaiman. Just keeping that floating 9, just throw it out now. But you should have known. Or the Khan. Ooh. The Dora 3, they don't know. It doesn't even need to just take any tempai. Hopefully pawn 9 so just draw 5-7 pin.
And I ask you, that's Yishanten. Great draw there. Would you rather have a floating 8 so here or a floating 4 so if you are Eric?
Only because 2 people gave up on the Sanzo. I'd rather have the 8 so. But I would know. That's 10 pi 7 pin. 10 pi 7 pin.
It is Monk on Tenpai, but yikes, this weight is pretty bad.
But just draw a 9 pin. It's kind of hard. There's like one more of them. Oof, that Sanzo should have known, Eric. Sanzo adjacency theory.
You're having a field day with this one.
Even if it's not efficient at the time, you must know that you were
that was
trying.
An opportunity. Could have pulled the 9 so and switched to a Tonki, which honestly looks better than the 7.
Technically, yeah, just one more in the wall. And that's your last opportunity to pawn as well, so you're going to be stuck in this weight. Just guess it from Harrison. Punish. The hidden Dora 3. Is that from? Yeah, it was from Harrison.
Yeah, surprise. That was actually Dora 3 behind that.
Yeah, devastating hand.
If there was anything there to tip Harrison off that there was Dora 3 in hand, I'm sure he would have been playing extremely cautiously, but...
Yeah, I guess it's also like the funny... Oh, they don't need 7. Is that a 7-pin chi?
Yeah, there was a 6, 7, 8 shape. No, it was a 5-pin chi, I think.
5-pin, yeah. It's like always funny when they chi one and deal in on the same top of that. I guess it wasn't that case this time. Chun Anko for Leon. Could go the Sohanitsu, just 2 non-suited tiles.
I also, one more note, I think the 4-pin passed earlier and didn't get called or even hesitated on, so 7-pin seemed fairly reasonable as a follow-up.
Understandable. Eric giving up on the Itsu.
It does make some sense to drop the North pair.
Yeah.
The question is, do you want to end up on Shabo 4-pin Pei, or do you want to maybe float the Itsu chance a little bit?
I'd float the Itsu chance, but also like, I mean, if Pei doesn't get cut, that's really good. You're gonna get it like 90% of the time, depending on like how disciplined they are if they fold.
Yeah, I really like that as a final weight. The thing is, you have to get there first, right? And if people start cutting the Pei before you can get Tenpai on it, you will be in some trouble.
Sanzo Wanso Tenpai for that Chun Honitsu. Extra food for 5,200 points.
Leon had played this extremely aggressively, cutting the force so early, aiming for Toy Toy, but then drew into Tenpai on the wrong tile, didn't get the opponent for the Toy Toy Tenpai. Still is extremely valuable.
Could have just taken the Toy Toy shot him, but just takes the Tenpai or the Richi.
Sumo.
Oh, just Sumo. Thanks for the Richi stick. And on the Sanzo, Leon knew.
Sanzo for sure, and Leon now catching up a little bit to Eric, so there's definitely some competition for first. We're still only in East 4. Don't need to think about that too much just yet. We do have Ada as the dealer now. These tiles look very messy. So many honor tiles.
Yeah. Honor pair, but 3 Ryam, and it could be much, much worse.
Dropping the 1 mon indicates that Ada's really thinking about turning this into some type of Honitsu. Valuing the honors over the door acceptance.
Dora's a myth. They're not going to draw it. Yeah, now with that 4-5-6.
Yeah,
could be one of those perfect filled Tepais where you drop only terminals and you just Richi. But we'll see how they fill that in. Pay and South pair for Harrison. It's not the South round yet though, so they call for half flush. It's just gonna be Bakuhon. But that is how the hand is looking like at the moment.
Just draw everything. How about?
Yeah, just you could get the Itsu there.
It is possible, yeah. Oh, but we do have Dora drawn to Tenpai Richi.
6-mon, 3-pin.
Richi Tanyao, Dora 1.
I think that's a wait 1 turn, if I've ever seen one. But how are they gonna get that wait?
It would have been Tenpai, but it was a Dora draw.
More Dora, yeah. Should have known you. Just wait 1 turn, Eric. But
yeah, but then you're Ishanten. I'm not sure you'd rather. I think you might rather just be Tenpai.
I guess that's not Tenpai. That's like a different shape. Is that throws out?
Afraid of this 3-pin. I mean, it is next to Dora, so very, very concerning. Central tile as well. Sotogawa passes. Harrison really, really needs this hand to come back into this game.
Yeah, but you can't just open for just 2k. And throwing the 9-pin gives up the Itsu.
But you still accept all the tiles anyway, so it doesn't lose any efficiency, just a little bit of potential value.
So it's like kind of like Sotogawa, except next to the reach tile.
I don't mind the ones. If it was a 5-so, 3-so cut into Tenpai, I would be concerned because it went 3-so, then 5-so. I'm much less worried about the 1-4 wait.
Yeah. That's Tenpai.
2-5-8 pin is very strong, but
Sumo.
Every time someone reaches, immediately afterwards, the first
Suotanya, Dora, any Ura. Few chances for Ura 3, but none. Eric with a pretty commanding 50,000 points going to South 1.
We briefly saw Ada with a very strong hand, but our dealer is currently Leon, who is actually beyond Shanten here.
Very strong.
Ishanten, and you could, I like this. Hold out for the possibility of switching to a Samenchan wait here and go 1-so in the near future and have a gorgeous Richi Pinfu with potential Dora. We do have to address Ada's hand now, though.
Calling for that, I don't like it. Those Ryaman shapes are so beautiful. They could have filled in very easily.
You do lose the Ipeko out of this, but you open up better likelihood that you do get Chanta.
Chanta? Ugh.
I mean, Ipeko's +1, Chanta's +1. It's the same thing, right?
But you can get Richi, you can get Dora.
Oh, and now Leon might be in trouble. I think you just throw the 6 back here.
Well, yeah. It is safe. Could avoid dealing in for now because of that. Hopefully, draws a 1-4-so. I mean, if you draw you just take your Shabo Tenpai and then maybe there's a double run coming out. Ooh, just throw 6-mon. Oh, but preemptive 4-so cut.
It does avoid the Chanta, so only 1,000 points. We shift over to Harrison's dealership. This hand looks like it's going to be Tanya with Dora.
Yeah, not
we'll probably hold
Cheeto
out.
looking this time.
Thankfully. A few pairs on the right, though. That might be a Cheetoy consideration. There are 4 of them. And across the way, that's a collection of pin tiles. So perhaps Honitsu for Ada. We know Ada really likes to do that. And on the left, Leon, 3 pairs. A little bit more standard shapes. Probably be Richi Door 1 waiting on a Shabo.
Yeah, Ada not going for the Honitsu quite. Could have, but that draws a Ryaman.
Yeah, looks like it might be a normal hand now. We'll see. Harrison pulls in this 1, so doesn't really want it. But that does add the 2 so as a draw to complete a shape, so we'll give up the 8 pin.
The 8 pin's not too great of a shape. She's a 6.
Yeah,
so
this
the
is
6 Soanko.
Very standard for Harrison. Just always going to hold this door, almost certainly, unless exactly 4 mon is drawn. But if I think if the 7 mon is drawn into Tempai, Harrison would reject it.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Ooh, Anko drawn on the right. That hand is Dion Shanten now. Probably going to have to cut away from one of those pairs.
Each.
Ooh, and there it is. It ends up not being the Shaba weight because 1 mon Anko is drawn, and that means that with a 2-5 so weight for Richi Dora 1.
Yeah, 6 of them left in the wall. And like no one just punished by throwing the door safe tile. Draws it immediately after.
Sumo.
But doesn't matter, just Sumo. Richi, Sumo, Pinfu, Dora.
And not Pinfu, just Dora. No Uda. No one can hit Uda tonight. I don't think we've seen a single one.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
Do have Eric's dealership now in first place. So this is that weird situation where you kind of don't want to have a dealership. You want to just pass and get your first place. But at the same time, you want to collect points, especially given Eric's overall standings. Wants to make as many points as possible here. So I have the feeling Eric's going to play this pretty aggressively, actually. As aggressively as Eric is comfortable doing so, because I know Eric is somewhat of a defensive player, probably even more so given the current lead.
Yeah. Well, let's consider that 8 so pod for a little bit. Had 4 decent Tanyo blocks, but does not take it. I could see it, but it's still a little. I mean, definitely not when you're in this position.
Yeah, I don't mind the pass.
And the Khan, 1 so Dora. Eric has one of those, but just has to draw the 2 so.
Or another 1 so and go Cheetoy.
I mean, that's a 4th pair. Oh, rejects.
Oh, that's a hard commit. Eric sees the path to value, but we see a Richi across the way.
Richi, and you Cod, you're gonna deal in that 1 mon. It's a 147 weight. There's also 1 pin as well. It's a huge weight, and Harrison.
Harrison,
yeah, the 1 mon.
Because you're building Honitsu here for value.
Richi, 1 Ura. Could have been worse.
Yeah, the Khan did give the Ura, but from Harrison's perspective, it didn't make sense trying to build any value possible. Already had pulled in the north, so it was looking kind of rough.
Yeah, the one saving grace here is that Ada in 3rd place is the dealer, so they can Mongon Sumo and pass. However, that hand is not looking like a Mongon.
No, not for Harrison. Looks like you've got to build towards a Richi and just hope to get some bonuses.
Yeah, could have went for like a half flush, but threw their seat win first, so that's not looking great for value. Although it was cut by Ada as well, so
yeah, it makes sense in that situation. Ada as dealer, looking for Chundora 1 would be decent value and help get some breathing room on the closest competition. On the right, we've got Leon, who is trying to catch first place. Is there enough? No, over 10,000 point gap, so he needs more than Mongon Sumo.
And
pretty reasonable
Eric
hand,
has
though.
a decent hand, can just pawn Hatsu and just has to fill a Kutsuki Ishanten.
Home.
Yeah,
And it's
grabs
gonna
the hot
do so.
stone. Feels like this game's probably going to end pretty soon then, because Kutsuki is one of the widest, most easily fillable shapes for Tempai. You don't always get the ideal Tempai, but maybe Ada can fight back here. This is Dion Shanten with a callable hand as well. If Harrison ever drops this tune.
Home.
On the ace pawn, I guess it has to be a play for the half flush, so that tune will never be dropped.
Yeah, this is, it may seem a little speculative, but
Ooh.
Harrison's.
Yeah, Eric Shirley pawns a 2, kept the 6, 7, 8, 9. It's rewarded with the Nobutan shape.
6 can be held here.
Yeah, all the
Ada,
6s, well, the 6, 6, 7 may not necessarily be held for much longer for Ada.
yeah, Ada might have to drop it out. And of course, 9 Mon is not a likely keep either.
Ooh.
This is actually an opportunity.
Could take the tune 6 Mon Shabo. Or it could get south. He definitely throws the south in. It's once cut. His tune is live on the board. Figures it's less dangerous. So 6 pin. It's a half Suji. You can even push it, keep the good way. It just folds out completely with the 8 Mon. Ooh.
Because if it's a Mongon Sumo, Eric is fine.
Probably taking the 6, yeah, 6 tune weight. Thinking about Ching, break the epoxy, but I mean, do you really? It's gonna be so hard to fold. That I mean, if you were tiles in your hand, does do so.
I think Harrison is saying, "I'm probably going to deal in here. At least let me not deal into this."
I guess, but sounds like a safe enough tile. Safe to one, Suji to another.
Yeah, 7 pin is probably going to be the next cut.
Yeah, there's no 7, so that's Suji to 1. Suji to the dealer. And 7 pin's also Suji.
Yeah, if the 4 so came out after the, I think it was actually before she was from Leon.
Oh, it throws the 6, so at least it doesn't feed Ada, but it's a Richi Pinfu and 1 Ura. Someone hit an Ura.
It was an Ura hit. Not going to be enough for Leon to take first place. It will be Eric pulling away with plus 34.6. Leon grabs the positive 18.2. That's a very strong second place. Ada will take the negative 14.8 third place, and Harrison will take the fourth here. It will update the standings in a quite interesting way.
Yeah, mission accomplished. Harrison under me. I gave Leon the flow for the con for the Hidden Dora 3 as planned.
Dustin, the anti-flow. Harrison kind of slightly negative for this first set of games, but still 2 more games with which to come back. And I guess the target is Dustin, because he's got to be over 58.1. Certainly an opportunity to do so, not that far behind. Let's see here. Who else are we looking at? Leon in this game moves up to plus 27.0. Slightly below Harrison here. And we're not really anticipating many bonus slots in A2. So you really want to be in that 5th promotion slot, which we anticipate the mark to hit is going to be somewhere between 70 to 100 points. So currently Aaron at that bare minimum is going to get more points here. And these players will be taking that into consideration as they play out these final session games. Can I make plus 70? And for anyone from 0 upwards, even Aldwin at negative 4.4, it seems very realistic that in the remaining 12 games, you can certainly pull that off. For Eric and Ada will be a little bit more of a struggle here, just trying to avoid demotion at the moment. Ada does make some progress, though, with first place and then third place. Still ends up slightly positive on the day. And Eric had a great finish in that last game, so definitely a positive there as well.
Yeah, if Eric can drag Ada down, that would be great. Though unfortunately, dealt into that Mongon from Ada in the first game.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate that so many just monster hands that Ada fought against, and all the coin flips went to Ada that time. But this second game, Eric came back and managed to have the advantage in that one. So it'll be interesting, this sort of duel in the final game between the two of them. What will happen down here near the demotion line? Similarly, Harrison and Leon will be sort of duking a mini battle.
Yeah, hopefully Eric just drags them all down. I have a little bit more breathing room at the top, but anything could happen.
A little bias there.
I mean,
Of course, what we
can
really
I
hope
say?
for is good, exciting mahjong, and they're certainly giving it to us. All right, well, we don't have any more games, actually. I know there are some going to be played later today, but the very long gap away, so we will actually just be calling for the day. Thanks to this A2 table for running the game as scheduled and giving us some very exciting mahjong. And thanks, Dustin, for hopping and providing some commentary. Thanks to Stanley for offering to broadcast this morning. Well, I know you're going to be running off to play some IRL Zhang later, so hopefully those games go well for you. And thanks everybody for tuning in. If you want to be sure to catch us on our next stream, I think we are very likely to have a Monday night broadcast. There are a ton of games that are scheduled then, but you can check out our Twitter to be sure of when that is going to go live. You can also visit our website if you'd like to be a member of the league in the fall season. Registration is open until September 18th, and you have about a month to lock your spot. Finally, if you'd like to see any of our previous broadcasts, those are all available on our website, tinyurl.com/ARMLYT. Our YouTube channel, that is, holds all of the broadcasts from this year, and we've had a ton. We'll continue to do so. Don't forget, next broadcast probably going to be that Monday evening. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. See you in the next broadcast.